What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit. I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. So, Yordenis Ugas, who just came off a loss to Mario Barrios, I got Javante Davis stopped at 140. He has some interesting words to say about Terence Crawford. I actually seen this on Facebook. I don't know how recent that is, but I seen this posted on Facebook a couple of days ago. And Ugas was like, I beat you in the amateurs, so I'm going to beat you in the pros. And something like that. He wants to fight Bud. I mean, like I said, I don't know how recent that is, but I do know Ugas has said some stuff like that in the past. And honestly, I just wanted to talk about it, to be honest. You know, this is the thing with boxing fans. Boxing fans, they say some of the stupidest stuff on the internet. And I'm the type of guy to bring these guys back to reality. You know, leading up to the Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford fight, I remember boxing fans saying the reason why Terence Crawford would lose to Errol Spence is because of what Errol Spence did to Yordenis Ugas, right? They said, look what Earl did to Ugas. He broke his eye socket, he broke his ribs, he broke everything. So how can Terence Crawford deal with that? He's too small, he's lying ass, he's coming up from 135. Earl came down from 154. He's just too big for Bud. He's gonna punish him. I'm like, bro, why are y'all base boxing off of that and not off of what you see with your eyes? Boxing off of skill set, not off of what Earl did to one guy, and you think he's going to do it to the other guy. Like that guy's just going to stand there and let him hit him. Like Ugas had a game plan, a nice little game plan going into the Earl fight. He was doing what he wanted to do in the first couple of rounds, and then all of a sudden, a guy in Ugas who has absolutely no power just changed his game plan up and decided to bang with Errol Spence, which was the strangest thing I ever seen. You know, he started banging with Errol Spence, but then it actually played out for him because he actually rocked Errol Spence in the 6th round. And you know what's crazy? Oh gosh, he only has like 12 knockouts, but he was able to catch Errol Spence. You know, I mean, maybe people are right when they say Errol Spence Jr. punch resistance is a shot. Maybe people are right. You know, Danny Garcia been saying it too. He's been saying Errol Spence can't take a punch or don't like to get punched. Something along those lines. I heard Danny say Earl don't like to get punched or he can't take a punch or something like that when he was predicting the Crawford fight. But anyway, if Earl can take a punch, he's going to destroy Sebastian Fundora. But yeah, Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. It looks like that rematch may go down at 154 because Terence Crawford just became the mandatory and the WBC title eliminator if he gets past Israel Madrimov, which he will, on August 3rd. Bud becomes the mandatory fighter for Earl versus Fundora runner, and I think Earl should get past Fundora. I mean, Fondora's tailor-made for a guy like Earl. But the fact that people used to say, Ugas, let's go back in time for a little bit. People used to say that Ugas could beat Crawford, even though Ugas himself was saying the same bullshit. You know, Ugas don't know shit about boxing. He's a casual fangirl. But the fact that people used to say that, let's go back in time. People used to actually say Ugas would beat Terence Crawford. I mean, they picked everybody to beat Crawford, but the Ugas one was crazy. Ugas is a guy who has only, 10 knockouts? They said, how was you going to beat Crawford with only 10 knockouts, bro? You know, people used to even say what's his name? Ray Robinson from Philly would beat Terence Crawford because he beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs. That's what they claim. They said Ray Robinson from Philly was going to beat Crawford. Ugas was going to beat Terence Crawford because he beat Crawford in the amateurs. I don't think people remember what the amateur is. The amateur is 3 rounds. And we all know Terence Crawford is a slow starter. So he always had that pro style. So it's shocking that he didn't lose a lot of amateur fights. He should have lost a lot of amateur fights because he's a slow starter. He likes to start off slow, figure a guy out before start doing what he likes to do. So the fact that he didn't lose that many amateur fights is crazy. Because he should have lost a lot of amateur fights based on the fact that he's a slow starter. So when we listen to a guy like Ugas, or when we listen to boxing fans who believe certain fighters that beat certain fighters in the amateurs can do that in the pros, it's almost laughable. Because do y'all not know that Sean Porter beat what's his name? Sean Porter beat Usyk, Alexander Usyk, the heavyweight world champion of the world right now. Sean Porter beat that guy in the amateurs. Do y'all believe Sean Porter can beat Usyk in the pros now? So why did some of you boxing fans go as far as saying Ugas beat Crawford in the amateurs? He could beat Crawford in the pros. You think that's how boxing works? I think a lot of the people that watch boxing, they don't even watch amateur fighting. So they don't know how that shit works. They think amateur fighting is the same as pro boxing. You get 12 rounds. No, you get 3 2-minute rounds where you throw a lot of punches and it's a point scoring system. You know? And we all know Crawford's a slow starter. So you win 2 rounds against him, he wins the 3rd round, he still loses. He still loses. So he's a slow starter. So like I said before, I'm surprised he didn't lose that many amateur fights. Because he's a slow starter. He started off slow. And by the time he starts to get his hands off, it'd be too late. It'd be way too late. You know, by that time, the fight is already over. That's why he does so well in the pros. Because he takes his time, break you down, and get you out of there. So, for boxing fans or Yordenis Ugas to say he will cook Crawford in the pros, it makes no sense. Plus, when he sparred Crawford, when he fought Crawford in the amateurs, we know Ugas is older than Bud. Bud was like, 17 years old, 16 years old. He didn't even have his man strength yet when he lost to Ugas. He didn't have his man strength yet. This is one of the reasons a lot of people was banking on Earl Spence beating Terence Crawford. They said, look what Earl Spence did to Ugas in the pros. Ugas beat Crawford in the amateurs. These guys don't know that the amateurs is 3 2-minute rounds. And there's only 3 rounds, like I said. 3 2-minute rounds. Three rounds in boxing. You win 3 rounds in boxing. You can lose the rest of the rounds. You can lose 9-3. Because it's a 12-round fight if it's a championship fight. So, whether Ugas beat Crawford 3-0 in the amateurs is not going to happen in the pros. He might not even win 1 round in the pros. You understand what I'm saying? Yet, boxing fans neglected how the amateurs and the pros are different from each other. You know, some people really have pro styles, so they don't do that well in the amateurs. But after Crawford last lost in the amateurs, in a fight that he believed he won, a lot of people believe he won, he vowed to never take a loss again. You know, he said, I'm going pro, man. It's time to do this stuff pro. Because they're not giving me a fair shake. He probably won the Ugas fight too. Shit. And got robbed. You never know. It's the amateurs. He was throwing probably sharp, calculated punches. And they gave it to Ugas, maybe because Ugas was a little bit busier. And he was coming forward or whatever. And Bud was probably on the back foot, outboxing him, outsmarting him, landing the better, cleaner, more effective punches. And they robbed Bud. In the pros, Ugas would have got destroyed by Bud. He probably would have got knocked out cool. Out cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's wrong with Ugas' legs, but his legs be looking really weird when he fights. Or he just has skinny legs and he's bow-legged or something like that. But against Crawford, those legs are going to do the stinky leg. It's going to be real shaky when he gets punched on. You know, he'll get destroyed. He's built like Deontay Wilder, where he has a big upper body and skinny legs. He would get stopped against Terence Crawford. Vicious knockout. So the fact that he believed any time in his career he could beat Crawford, honestly, is laughable. It is what it is. What do you guys think about Ugas ever thinking something like that? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm out.